Fuck you, Jeff. I'm starting anyway.
No.
Jeff is here. Breaks.
I hope no one ever gets tired of this voice because I will use it for everything.
Oh. Mahogany.
Weep skeep diddle weep.
And it's Terrence.
Zoozop, zip, zip, zabbity zop.
And welcome to Raiders of the Lark version 2.0. I'm Toker. I'm not your host. I just record these and edit them. Terrence, take it away.
Thanks, producer guy.
Yeah, legwork man.
Hey, I'm doing work. I'm putting in the hours. I'm putting in the 10-minute blocks. Spaced out over the course of weeks. You know, the work is happening.
The hard work.
The hard work. The idea man.
I am the talent, goddammit.
Talent.
So let me first of all say I've missed you guys. It's been roughly what 3 to 4 weeks since I've seen y'all, since our last since we kind of segued over to this way.
Jeff, it's been like 6 months since we've seen you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. I know.
Jeff decided to be sick during our Nerd Bowl, so he didn't come to that.
And any pictures that anybody takes of Jeff is always blurry.
Yeah, he's like a cryptid. He's an SCP.
I have an AI that goes on the internet and encrypts all my photos.
I've developed a scrubbing hack for the internet. Well, we recorded 2 more of these things where we just talked about this game, and then there was one where for an hour we were supposed to talk about the OGL stuff, and then instead talked about Starfinder for 40 minutes. I didn't edit any of those to give to the world. I'm just not going to do it.
Did you release it before episode 104 or?
There was the one before 104. There was one before
I didn't listen
the
to
end. Oh no,
They haven't come out.
I know.
I think we're up to what, 87, 88?
as far as free ones go.
No, it's
Yeah, free ones.
the ones that you have finished and put up.
Oh no, I've put up 104 episodes are edited and up.
Oh,
But they're not live.
They're behind the wall.
oh, I need to go listen to those.
Okay.
I just re-listened to the baby fight episode and could not stop myself from giggling while I was cooking dinner.
It's a good one.
That was one of our best ones.
What baby fight?
With the
Mahogany
werewolf
fought
baby.
the baby.
Oh, the were-rat baby,
Where
right?
God smacked the hammer.
But much like the ending of Roseanne, it was all just a dream. I shouldn't have mentioned
Stimulation.
Roseanne. She sucks now.
yeah, she does.
She's terrible.
All right. So, y'all ready?
Space.
Are you done banting?
I left it for you to open the show up, and then you just kind of let it get away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you did done a good job. Fine. I'll do an official. Welcome to Raiders of the Lark 2.0. I'm your host, Terrence, and along with me on this joyous stellar ride are Toker, Breaks, Mahogany, and Jeff. They had recently awoken from a long-term simulation, a medieval fantasy, where they had played multiple characters unknowing. But now, the scales are off their eyes. They've taken the red pill, and the world has opened up to them. We begin.
I know Kung Fu.
We begin in a dimly lit room with a long table. But first, before we go any further than that, let's look at our cast, shall we? Toker, describe the characters sitting around this long table that you are playing.
Is this right after we wake up from the simulation, or is a little time passed?
It's been about half an hour. You guys have been served warm drinks if you partake, or positioned near a window if you have only been eating a piddly stream of artificial solar light for the last week.
Okay. I am I'm a reptile person now. In Starfinder terms, I'm an Ikeshti. Ikeshti, a small lizard-like spacefaring creature. He's looks like your typical lizard folk from fantasy, except for he's small and he's instead of what you might, at least I normally picture lizard folk as green. He's like a rust red. He's very similar in color and tone to the last dragon that we saw in the simulation there at the end of that last episode, which might have been what caused him to kind of come to a little bit, to realize that it wasn't real, to start to remember himself. He's sitting at the table, lightly armored, and he's vaping. But with this creature, when he vapes, the smoke rolls out of his nose, mouth, and the little holes on the side of his head where his ears would be. And he seems to really be enjoying this because he hasn't been able to partake in this particular drug in quite some time, apparently. His name is Valgorth.
Valgorth?
Valgorth, VAL apostrophe Gorth. Maybe his first character's name, Valric, was him kind of breaking through the wall then too.
A reflection of that. I got it.
Yeah.
Next in line, let's go with Jeff. Jeff, what is the creature that you're playing, sitting in the chair at the table?
He is an android, but very human looking. Kind of picture more of a Thomas Jane from like Punisher era. Kind of a healthy looking Thomas Jane.
Okay.
With more of a kind of blonde hair, kind of not really a crew cut, but just close cut, kind of spiky a little bit on the top.
Adult Bart Simpson, got it.
Don't have a cow, man.
He was actually kind of inspired from the Deus Ex.
Deus.
No, I don't think I played that video game.
But they had a concept art that I found that looked really good that I kind of liked. Wasn't the final product, of course, but it looked fairly good because it kind of reminded me of him. So yeah, he's mystic, roughly for about roughly 3 levels. So kind of think psychic, psionic, Mass Effect, the guys that can use sonics, but with also soldier. So he kind of mixes it up. He's a paranormal investigator. Emphasis more on the investigator part. Paranormal just happens to be part of it. And he can heal. He's got some healing abilities from his psychic parts.
And his name?
John Grimjax Essex. Grimjax is his call sign.
Gotcha. Yet another reflection into the previous simulation.
Yes. And I noticed he has a lot of, from his various incarnations when we were playing in the virtual world. That was kind of where the investigative part came from. The last, because my last guy was an investigator. So you can see that he's actually like a combination of a lot of the parts he played in the video game, in the virtual worlds. Back when he were playing Evil, where it was the shaman, some of the spell power from that side. He's kind of integrated that side. And that character was neutral evil, and my investigator, alchemist, was neutral good. So he's actually he's just straight up neutral from both sides. Kind of a balanced character.
All right.
Does he have a bird?
Not that you can see. No, he doesn't.
Does he have a secret hidden bird?
Yes, he does. He has a virtual AI that is a bird. Yes.
Oh yeah. You have the Hitchhiker's Guide 2.
and you notice that there's like he has a computer inserted in the back of his head.
All right. Who wants to be next? Mahogany?
I can.
All
Sure.
right. Give us a description of you. I know you're probably sitting a little further back at the end of the table near the big windows.
Yeah. Kind of facing the window. You'll see a medium humanoid plant creature. My character is a Gorin, and they are, like they're humanoid, but their skin is actually made up of like a complex layer of vines. And so you'll see like those vines are just kind of like in motion right now. Looks like this person might be a little agitated. And the petals that make up their face are kind of fluctuating between the faces of Ryan and the lady. Just trying to see what feels comfortable right now, because they can take any form that they choose, but they generally choose to look somewhat human to make other people feel at ease. So yeah, they haven't decided on a face right now, but
Have they decided on a name?
their name, they're gonna go with a name that they went with in years past.
Tiffany?
Might be a little difficult. That's funny, because I was gonna say their name is kind of hard to pronounce.
Mm-hmm.
It is the sound of the wind, and so yeah, it's kind of difficult for humans to say.
It's just the sound of the wind. ...
All right.
Hey, will you rebalance the shields?
Yeah, so weep skeep rustling sounds.
When you said the sound of the wind, we heard nothing after that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, dang. Maybe I didn't share it all the way. Here we go. Let's try again.
It might have like
Let's try again. There we go.
And I gotta go off, okay?
That's not it. There it is.
We're hearing your music.
Why are you hearing my music?
no, but it's like
that's a long, complex name.
It sounds like the wind. And it went,
where is the wind?
You're not supposed to hear that. Only I'm supposed to hear that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You heard your mellow.
That's my name. Are you hearing that?
Whip, skip, whittly,
no,
whip.
it's the Cartnarks guy.
Yeah.
Do it again.
That's her name.
Alright.
Or that's
in my
their
notes.
name. I mean, if you want to just call her Tiffany, though, because that made me laugh.
I like Weepskeep. That's pretty good.
Weepskeep rustling sounds. That's what I decided to name this character.
I'm going with Weepskeep. I like Weepskeep.
All right, cool. And now I'm turning my music back on. You better not be able to hear it.
Oh, we'll find out.
No?
That was
You're good.
classic. It's the sound of the wind.
That's funny.
Oh, we're professional.
What is your character's profession like?
They are
Salad.
No, they are delicious, and you better not try anything, because I will use the force of entropy to whoop your behind. Person
Add a
is
couple
vanguard.
tomatoes, a little bit Thousand Island.
All right.
And Jax is cruising for a bruising.
All right.
But yeah, Spacefarer Vanguard, just out here exploring space and kicking ass.
Okay. And finally, go ahead.
Sitting at the table with his back to the windows, away from the light, you see a drow with a shock of white hair, kind of cut short on the sides and a little bristly on top. He's got an augmentation for retractable light vision shades across his eyes. So he kind of looks like the dude from
Do sex.
no, I'm drawing a blank now. Oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's not Akira.
Well, then it's not important because Akira is the end all be all.
Oh, the
Ghost
one,
in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell. Thank you.
Oh, like Bato?
Yeah, like that detective. But he looks like Cillian Murphy from Peaky Blinders, but purple.
Okay.
So he's got
That's real specific. Thank you.
sharp, angular features. He looks
Delightful button nose.
kind of gaunt and lean. He is an operative of the Ghost specialization.
All right.
His name is formerly Der Geistmacher, but he just goes by Geist these days.
All right.
You gonna draw these characters, Frakes?
I doubt it. When I work 12 hours overtime on the weekends, it's tough to get time to sit down and draw.
I
Maybe
attempted-
take a break from all that anime you watch and draw a character. That'd be
No, that's part of my routine.
No,
And
put
as
it
we
on.
all know, people on the spectrum require routine.
Swallow your fucking pride. Put it on dub and draw while you're watching.
No, that's
Just-
a completely different room.
look at you, Mister Anime Room, Drawing Room.
Wow, you're like living in a mansion there.
I know it.
It's a
In my
Bordeaux.
drawing room.
This is my computer room. My TV is in the living room. I mean, I do have it is the ghetto, but it's a 2-bedroom apartment. So
Like I know I should like feel like a rich person because I have a TV in this room, my bedroom, the living room, Jesse's computer room. But they're all like double duty kind of like as monitors. and most of them are hand-me-downs, so you know.
TVs are something that are easy to, or over the years anyway, were easy to collect. You
Yeah.
just end up having them. I remember leaving mine at a place that I lived because I just didn't want to have a TV with a big back anymore.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's
And nobody was gonna like buy it from me. So I just left it when I
yes, I would like a bulky, antiquated TV with bad color, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess I could watch on my laptop while I draw on my other laptop.
Ooh, fancy pants. Got,
Well,
got
it's
all
a-
them laptops.
It's a real shitty laptop that I just hooked my tablet to because it's got to be hooked to something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got one of those too. Okay, so let me describe this room a little bit more fully now that your characters are positioned within it. This room is a room you have not left yet. To your left, facing away from the window, are the 6 deep simulation pods. 5 of them open, 1 of them disused and closed. There are a number of technicians scurrying around, looking at the equipment, checking things out. One in particular, a Yosoki, which is a sort of a rat-like alien, is going over a strange sort of barrel-shaped piece of technology with a lot of ports and lights and things going on. She chitters at it kind of like interestedly and then alternately frustrated as she uses her own data pads and ports to try to figure out what's going on with it. There are, of course, 4 armed guards at the back of the room, all with their rifles ready, and they're all wearing the same sort of white and sort of grayish blue uniforms. And at the far end of the table, away from you guys, is an android wearing dark-colored shades. He's a bigger guy with a deep voice, and he's like, he thinks for a moment. It's like he pauses in just the sort of banal kind of conversation he was making with his associate, and says, "Ah, all right, thank you." Assumingly, he got some sort of internal communication. So, my team has reviewed the footage, and we don't believe that you were involved with these break-in artists here. You see two covered corpses on the floor nearby. One of them quite large, one of them regular humanoid sized. You saw them very briefly as you emerged from the Sims as they were being blasted to hell and back. A Vesk and Lashunta. Apparently, huh?
I said Gesundheit.
No,
Lashunta sounds like a sneeze to me.
Oh yeah, I guess it does. Which, if you're not familiar with Starfinder, a Vesk is a very large, a pretty burly reptilian race, and Lashunta are your like stereotypical antenna kind of not little green men, but like like a cross between a bug and an elf, I guess.
They're like if you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, they look like Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. A lot like.
I was going to say the blue aliens from Star Trek.
They do have a kind of an Andorian quality to them, I guess.
That's the name.
But yeah, the fellow in the suit says, "All right, well," he leans back and strokes his chin. Well, since this is not a hostile encounter, I'll just introduce myself. I'm Mr. Vulric. Down there is technician Frickle. She stops for a moment, waves, "Hi," and goes back to work. Do you know where you are?
Short
9.
answer is no.
Ah, all right. Well, you're at the Perfect Fantasy Corporation Deep Sim Station number 2. We're currently in orbit around Zier's Brazier. You see him lift his finger and he begins shuffling the light coming out of the window. You realize it is not only a window, it is also a screen. And you see the whole perspective change over your shoulder. You see a massive red giant star. We're one of maybe 4 facilities orbiting the Brazier here.
Are you the proprietor of this organization?
No, I'm a facility security manager. But I've been in contact with my bosses.
And these 2 corpses, they were not allied with your corporation and your company?
Absolutely not. In fact, this, he points to the room you're in, was going to be demolished and refurbished. It's been deactivated for probably about 2 years now. We like to keep our technology cutting edge. It's why we are able to charge quite a bit for our services.
Do you have records of our arrival here or anything?
Video only, I'm afraid. This he gestures over his shoulder towards the corpse of the Lashunta. This fellow apparently had a lot of high-tech jamming gear, much of it destroyed in the gunfight going off. So we only caught occasional frames where they were wheeling you on hover gurneys down the halls after they had arrived. We didn't even detect that.
So it is clear that we were not here of our own volition.
No, but you did come in together. You look around at the other people at the table, and they're all strangers to you. The android, the little reptile guy, the drow, the plant lady. I don't know what connects the lot of you here, but are you part of a crew of some kind? Is Is this some kind of? Is this
How
some sort of
long?
human trafficking thing, or humanoid trafficking thing?
Can I make a willpower check to see if I remember anything?
Sure. Go ahead.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Okay.
Can you tell us about how long ago we were wheeled in here?
Given the state of our scans and the general state of your health and nutrition, these pods are not rated for continual use anymore. You are getting just drip-fed food and basic toiletries. You might notice your own body being a little bit more pungent than usual. And your Goran friend, I'm surprised she's alive at all. There was only a single sort of nutrition spot going on in there.
Are we talking weeks? Days?
Oh no, it's only been about 8 days.
Hmm.
But that's enough for anyone's health to start failing if they're malnourished.
24 on that will save.
You struggle hard. And the only thing that really comes immediately to mind is a shape, sort of an insectoid kind of thing, green, shining. You're standing next to it from your point of view, and you're maybe in a space dock. It might be a spaceship.
I'll mention that too. And do I remember seeing anybody else from the table there?
No,
I know you said me standing beside it, but I'm like, is anybody else besides me standing beside it?
not that you recall. Like I said, you're just having a memory from your own point of view.
Right. Okay. I'll actually mention something about that.
Ah. Okay, so he begins to take a small amount of notes on a nearby pad and says, "Well, that's good news. Listen, we're not trying to bring the galactic authorities into this. We've already handled the conflict internally. The break-in is not something we want to advertise. However, your being here complicates the matter. But if that ship, he waves his finger through the air and basically changes the camera angle out away, and you can see where you are from the outside. A massive asteroid with numerous shining silver reflective pods all over it, studding it. And then the camera angle zooms in to what appears to be a space dock at the bottom, an open space dock at the bottom of the asteroid, where you see numerous ships parked and held in stasis fields. And finally, it zooms in further to you see a sort of a shining green insectile shape, a ship shaped like a bug. So this is the vessel that you were thinking about?
That looks very familiar. Yes.
Well, it's what they arrived in, or you arrived in.
Does that jog any of our other memories?
Give me a will check, I guess. We'll save.
We'll save. Coming up.
Ooh.
Ooh, 12 plus 17.
All right. You see the
I got
ship.
20 for me.
I got a 4, but I'm gonna lie and say yes. That's our ship.
Okay. Geist, seeing the ship, your mind flashes back to being being hit by weapons in a space battle. There are flashing lights. The interiors go dark briefly. You hear people yelling all around you. Maybe the voices sound like the people around you, but you're not sure.
Kind of focused in on what my task was in front of me.
You see what appears to be a standard combat comm.
Now, do we remember anything of our lives prior?
Oh yes, you know who you are.
Oh, okay.
The
good.
the Yosoki speaks up at this point and says, what is the date? Say in the galactic standard date.
It feels like a Thursday.
Give me a year and month if you can.
I mean, the last day that we actually remember.
Yes.
I will give that in whatever format that is customary to give.
All right.
September 17th,
Okay.
24,036.
You guys have the last date you guys give are all near each other, and then, but not the same day. And the security head, Vorik, and the technician look at each other and say, "Wow, that's a lot." Okay, so apparently the invasive technology they were using to try and well, we're not sure what they were trying to do. Might have scrambled your brains a little. You might have lost some time. 8 months, says the Yusoki helpful. The guy seems like exasperated. Yes, perhaps up to 8 months.
So for 8 months, we have been in this facility without any contact with the outside world.
You've been here 8 days. You might have lost 8 months of memory.
This is not good.
There is a chance some of it may come back. Very low, she says, also helpfully. Yes, it's not a great chance.
Well, actually, I kind of mentioned real quick. I've been mind wiped before, and eventually it does. Some things it's like a hard drive. If you erase a hard drive, sometimes things you can recover some stuff over time. But
that is true.
Aren't you an android?
For you fully biologicals, it will be a new experience.
Yes.
I feel like my species is it's sort of equipped for this type of thing. We live in 20-year or so lifespans, but we retain all of our information from all of our previous lives. So for me, this is just like a new life.
Interesting.
Just a new life cycle.
In my experience, mind wipes usually come at the end of a bullet.
You know what I like about Gorans? I get older, but they stay the same age.
Yeah, like when I'm ready, I'll pop out a seed.
Are you gonna Groot at this shit?
I mean, that's what they do, basically. They pop out a seed every 20 years, and they start out as a sapling, and then they turn into, whenever they're ready, turn into an oakling.
Actually, I just read that. That's just how they reproduce.
Yeah, but they were like...
But the old one doesn't die.
Yeah, but they also retain their memories, though, from all of the ones that they were before.
That's true.
That's why I chose a name from a previous life. Back when I was a tree on Earth in a parking lot, and I heard "whoop skip doo."
All right.
Yeah.
The technician kind of looks sad and says, "We're very sorry we can't help you with this. A lot of this gear," she holds up the sort of barrel-shaped gleaming object, "is real black market stuff. Some of it is things I've never seen before. Not on the high-end scale, but on the I can't believe anyone is still using this nonsense kind of thing. And a lot of it is hacked together with, looks like, custom programming." She begins like fiddling with some of the wires. And of course we apologize for your... The man at the table says, "I'll handle this. I don't know if any of you remember." He points to the fifth pod, the other fellow.
Do I have vague memories of a tiefling? Are those still a thing in this setting?
I remember him as a skittermander.
I remember.
Actually, I remember him as a Murgoy.
Yeah, he was a boy.
There is he says, "I'm afraid that after after we extracted him from the machines, he had been gone a while. Like, the body had been maintained, but we think he might be
Dead.
I suppose, in a way.
A ghost in the machine.
The Yosoki holds up the silver pod and says, "This thing has internal powers, and there's definitely some sort of mental signals going on inside of it. Whatever your friend's ultimate fate was, he seems to be rewriting it here in the machine. Or if he was a friend at all, who knows? He might have been one of those other men. But
kind of like an AI. His mind has been uploaded into the machine, and he's rewriting himself.
Stolen out, I suppose. But yes, the only thing we can really do is switch off the power and give him a more decent.
How about? Do you mind if I take a peek at that?
You can have the whole thing, says the security chief. I'm about to put something to you that I hope you will take. Because I am positioned where I have to either call the galactic authorities because there are live victims involved, or I count this as a break-in with us handling it and no further evidence, which means when they come to double check that evidence has to be gone.
With significant compensation?
Oh man, no. Because let me put it to you this way. None of this we're saying is being recorded. I'm just getting information from you for my own sake. I was actually instructed to put you all down, chalk you up to the remainders of this invasive force, but I find that a little distasteful.
Maybe we can make this mutually beneficial. Whereas you need to know information, we need to know information. You need us to see if we can research more information about ourselves. I kind of remember a little bit of my fantasy life before this, and I was an investigator in that. And I kind of still remembered some of my skill set from doing that. So my proposal here is we investigate more about what's going on here, see what we can find out. Maybe you hire us to find out more information and we present it to you in a package as, maybe we could find out why they were using your area and provide you some more information too. Mutually beneficial here.
To prevent this from happening to another unfortunate set of individuals.
I've got a long internal investigation ahead of me.
Maybe we can cut that down by providing assistance in our own format.
As people who don't remember the last 8 months and who are unconscious on their way in, I don't necessarily trust your abilities. Let me give you a counter proposal. We give you all the machinery and junk left over from this. We incinerate these bodies and pass on any pertinent information. You can have whatever's in their wallets. And then we have a shuttle take you down to that ship, and you folks figure out how to make it work because it's been firing weapons at anyone we try to get near it.
Excellent. Sounds like a great proposal.
Great. So gather your things. There were no weapons, but there is a bag of clothing there. You guys are basically just wearing robes that they provide at this point.
So we don't have our weapons?
Why would you bring armed unconscious people into? Never mind. No,
that
you don't
one's
have.
Not the investigator.
Well, I'm assuming they might still be on our previous place where we were called home. Hopefully.
Yes, I imagine if you had any sidearms or anything, they're down there. He points to the screen, and you can see like the shields like pop on very briefly, and then sort of a blast of energy coming out of like one of the
Correct.
sides.
I want to check something. I flex my hand to see if my Mark 1 bone blade will slide out.
You flex your hand. Your Mark 1 bone blade does slide out. The security team turns their guns on you, and the chief holds their hands up. He's like, "Put it away."
I apologize. That was a mere reflex, and I will let it slide back in.
When you retract it, something else pops on your hand as well. What appears to be a perfect holographic representation of a beautiful ring. The everyone at the table stops and admires it for a moment, and then the Yosoki says, "Oh, congratulations!
What is this?
It's a wedding ring."
No, my culture does not have weddings.
Well, your culture may not, but someone went to great expense to implant a holographic wedding ring subdermally in you.
In the past 8 months, I have gotten married.
Well, there's all kind of mysteries that we all need to solve. So if you folks want to get your clothes on, I will escort you, your gear, to the shuttle bay, and a lot of these people to the incinerators.
Did the bodies have any? You said you were also going to send us the body equipment stuff from them too.
Yeah, there's a box filled with like everything on them, like little bits of tech, a couple of cred sticks. No ID, unfortunately, says the security guy, but I didn't really expect to find any.
Well, can you download their DNA profiles?
Certainly.
And give that to us too.
The Yosoki does as it says, and like pulls out like a little machine that takes some skin and blood, flips it, puts it into hermetic seal, and gives it to you.
All right. And you're also going to give us that what appears to be our former friend. You said there was like a globe thing that had information in it from like where he's rewriting himself.
Well, he's certainly in control of the programs now, that's for sure. I don't know whether he has broken the fantasy so much.
Okay.
But
you're going to include that, correct?
It's got about 2 weeks of power left in it. You'll have to probably keep it on charge if you want to maintain.
Excellent. Appreciate it.
Your guys are left alone in the room as they drag the bodies out, and you're left with the tech there to get dressed. And yeah, the window goes back to its sunside view again. And you're left alone staring at 3 strangers as you try and figure out which clothes are yours. It's not hard. Your builds
we do not remember ourselves that we were all together before 8 months ago.
Yeah. You do not remember any of these people. You remember your life before that, but
okay.
These people, who are?
Or a recent addition.
Yeah.
Okay.
My clothes are the ones that smell like the turtle tank, so
I will grab off my Defrex hide suit and put that on.
All right.
It looks like dinosaur hide, but it's a space suit. That's probably where Jev got his sense of style from.
My character is somewhat annoyed that you're basically wearing reptile skin as a spacesuit.
Big reptiles. Actually, I'm not sure. Defrex, are they reptiles? Reptilian?
Defrex are kind of like they have like spines that come out of them. Porcupines. They're kind of like a very weird porcupine.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's mammalian-ish.
Looks like a bear.
Yeah, it's a big badger porcupine.
Bear, badger, bear, porcupine. But yeah, So after you guys are ready, a security guard opens the door and says, "Follow me."
So I'm just wearing the Eddie Murphy Raw suit.
Sweaty.
Yeah, once you guys are equipped and are summoned down the hall, you are led down many winding corridors until you get to a lift, which takes you deep into the bowels of the asteroid and finally spits you out near the bottom of it in a small hangar where looks like they have maintenance ships, which you guys are instructed to get aboard one. The pilot and the 2 security guards that come with you take you out down to basically the open space dock. And after you go through what appears to be a healthy crop of pretty expensive looking spaceships being maintained by tractor beam, you finally get to a sort of a hidden point near the bottom, just out of the way enough of the cameras where any sort of distracting blips would probably not have registered quite as hard. And there you see it. The green, shining, insectile-like, beetle-like, I guess more appropriately, spaceship. Any of you know how to fly? Says one of the guards.
I feel like I remember flying.
Of course you remember flying. You've been flying most of your life.
I feel as if there's this instinctual ability within me, as if I had wings out the back of me for a while.
Right, don't get poetic. We just need someone to bring it in and communicate with the ship to make it stop shooting.
I'll communicate with it.
All right. The pilot steps back and lets you take the controls.
Actually, I just want to. Oh, is it flying right this second?
It's not flying. It is docked.
Okay. I will walk up to it, approach it.
No, you can't walk up to it. It is okay. The dock is literally just a bunch of spaceships in space, held in place with tractor beams.
So it's like a spaceship marina.
Yeah, basically, that's what I'm trying to say. It's basically like a spaceship marina. You guys are approaching the ship that has been firing on random ships that go by it.
We're going to the slip where it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I will try to communicate with the ship.
All right. You fire up the communications, and what do you say?
I will actually go spacecraft. This is John Essex Grimjacks trying to communicate.
One of the men says, "We haven't got anything back from anything like that, but the thing you hear actually called back to you is sort of a weird rumbling noise."
Weep Skeep, do you understand what that is?
Do I?
It sounds familiar, but you're not quite sure.
Can I remotely hack into it?
Like the ship?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give it a go if you like.
All right. Yeah, I'll try. Let's see. $27.
27. All right. You see the person that has been in charge of like the ship's computer security does a pretty good job and leaves a hard trail for you to follow. However, for some reason you guys are on the same wavelength, really. And once you figure that out,
well, I would have done this.
Hacking into the ship's system is a breeze for you. Finally, you get internal cameras.
All right. I will bring them up so I can see what's going on, and I will share them so other people can see too.
All right. On the view screen of the shuttle, the internal cameras can show up a lot of different little feeds. You see what appears to be a mostly empty vessel, except for the bridge. In the bridge, there is a single life form registering, outlined in pink. It is laying on the weapons array. It is a large, portly, let's say, house cat.
Is that Marcus?
The cat snorts and then rolls over. You guys see one of the weapon batteries go off. Cha-choom! Firing.
Is there any way that I can manipulate like light inside? So you know how cats will follow like a light that's like then will like go after and chase a light beam or something like that.
Sure.
I want to distract it and have it try to get it off those weapons.
All right, give me another computer use
Okay.
for that quick program.
All right, that is a 21.
All right, you make some of the weapon array controls non-essential weapon array controls flash rather brightly, which gets the cat's attention. Its head comes up, it looks around, and then suddenly little pin spots on the now rapidly darkening ship begin leading the animal away from the thing. It quickly leaps off and lands with a thump and begins moving back towards, let's say, the mess.
Activate the auto feed.
Oh yeah, the auto feeder, of course.
All right. Well,
A can of cat food drops down and starts opening. The cat sprints off.
I will disable the shield so we can approach and actually open the hatch so we can. Well, actually, the airlock so we can attach to it.
All right. Once you guys pull up beside, the airlock opens, and you guys get everything set up. The pilot's like, "Whew, I am impressed. I'm also really weirded out that a cat has been harrying our ships like that, accidentally."
He's trained well.
So that is our attack cat.
Well, I was instructed to pass this over to you if you got everything open, and he passes another cred stick to you with the compliments of Mr. Vorik. Also, the message of "Don't come back."
Okay, excellent.
You guys offload, and you guys can smell a ship that has been disused for over a week. The air cyclers have basically reached maximum saturation. Hardly anyone is using. There is a weird sort of a pet-y smell there.
Musky.
And after the airlock closes behind the four of you, you see cautiously the cat sticks his head out from around the corner and lets out a meow.
Hello, kitty.
Do
cat-
we remember the cat's name?
No, like you do. For some reason, you do. You do.
Just him.
Yeah,
What is it?
it's Marcus.
It is Marcus. Okay. Marcus.
The cat walks over and begins curling around. What is your character's like? What are we gonna call your damn
Geist.
character name? Fucking mahog. Go on.
Weepskeep.
Skeep.
Weeb skeep.
Weep skeep. Weep skeep wrestling scouts. That's their name.
It's on
their
on her
name.
Zoom window.
Oh
Weepskeep.
my god! All right.
Wrestling
Weepskeep.
Sounds is her surname.
Then the cat immediately comes to you first and like sniffs around you and then begins rolling, by basically scraping its head up against your leg, looking kind of like buzzed.
Like catnip. You're catnip.
And then,
Ugh.
then it breaks off from you and walks over to like a small place on the wall. When it gets near, like a couple of trays slide out, and then you see it lift its paw up to the wall and it touches it, and you hear sort of a and then nothing comes out. And the cat turns around, looks at you, looks at the group, and goes, "Meow."
Oh, he's hungry.
I will feed him. Hang on, Marcus. Let me go find the mess. And
It has a collar.
oh, he has a collar.
Yeah.
Oh, look at his collar.
All right, you bring down, look at his collar. You see the word Marcus, a Gene Boom brand designer pet, model 143F Tabby Cat.
His name is Marcus.
Mhm.
I was right.
Ah. Sounded
Good
right.
for you.
It is good for me. I like to be right. Yeah. So I'll go feed the cat.
The cat graciously, after you refill the feeder slots, begins mowing down on food, drinking water, and then finally lets out a cough. Oh God, thank you.
And he
Ugh.
talks.
I had forgotten this.
You should have known from the label, designer pet.
Okay.
Where have you people been? It's been. The cat thinks for a moment, like his back hunches, his tail fluffs out, like he's about to attack something.
It's been 93 cat days.
It's been like hours since you were gone.
Like 36 meals since you were gone.
You have enough padding to survive for that long, yes?
Oh, and why did you gas me? Everyone gassed me. I was in there. I was making business. In the middle of making business.
We didn't gas you. We were probably gassed too.
Where's the other guy?
Right here in this container.
The cat looks up and says, "Oh, he got small."
Yes.
How, Marcus, how long have we been on this ship with you? How many meals?
Boy. Many meals.
Were we on the ship together before we got you, or did you come with someone?
Yeah, I came with someone. You.
Me.
What is going on?
Personally. We've lost some time, and our memories have been somewhat addled.
Oh. The cat looks for a moment as if looks sagaciously upward and says, "I don't know what that means, but great or bad. I wasn't paying attention, but the point is, it's great to have you back. Most of you, I think, you all seem real different. Like, where's the fun vibe we had?"
What did I look like?
Oh, the cat walks over to one of the panels on the deck, and he's like, begins picking around with his paws, and it like touches one of the touch screens, like and you see a bunch of like pictures appear. He's like, there you go, dude. And you see a picture of the 6 of you. You
got a weird pig face for some reason.
You see a lot of lamps and bright lights. The background is obscured by the motion of everyone in the picture. It looks like the kind of shot you would get, a holographic memento you would get from like a tourist planet. You see yourselves, of course. You see the large cat sitting on the shoulders of a brown-haired dwarf, smiling over in the front, giving a victory sign. He's like, "Yeah, this is here, the night we met."
Am I smiling in this picture?
I mean, you have a sort of a smirk. About the best you usually can muster.
Yeah, that's. I look extremely happy here.
I just rearranged I rearranged my face to look like it did.
What did it look like?
Just sort of
Like a face? Shut up, Terrence.
Face made out of plants.
it looked
Geranium-y. I don't know.
yeah, like I'm gonna say that like whatever the face looks like, they're gonna rearrange the face to look like that, and then say no, and then just shake it away and make it just kind of in flux. I haven't decided what look they're gonna go with yet.
Well, the cat leaps off the station, basically the command station, actually, and gets on the floor. He says, "You people really have lost it."
Yes. Where was my room, my bunk?
He
Do
sniffs
I have like a memory myself of, or the? Do we have any notion of the layout of the ship, like intrinsically, like muscle memory, or?
Kinda like you guys kind of like, well, in addition to being a ship that is interiorly it is designed much like many others. It doesn't take much actual investigation to figure out which room is yours. You could find your stuff after a brief investigation of the various bunks.
Perhaps it would be better for us to be away from here before I do this, though.
Great.
Before you do what?
Go check to get reacquainted with everything. If we get out into space proper and away from this blighted asteroid, we could explore the ship at our leisure without worrying about galactic enforcement. Does anyone oppose to?
No, I agree. Because they mentioned about weren't they going to have to call the cops in?
And we need to take the evidence away.
Yeah.
Well, let's get out of here then.
All right.
Skedaddle.
Yeah,
Skeep.
The stations on the ship are almost instinctively familiar to you once you guys sit down at the various points. Who drives what? Who's doing what?
I feel drawn to the pilot chair.
All right. How about you?
I feel like shooting things.
Okay, you find yourself at one of the combat stations.
I would be going, of course, to the science officer's spot.
And that leaves
engineering.
You guys get to a spot and look around. Briefly reacquaint yourself with this place. It feels familiar, despite not looking too familiar.
Are there any personal effects on these stations? Like, is there a picture of the person who I wear a wedding ring of now?
No, nothing like that. But give me something. Each of you, tell me a trinket that would be associated with your character, maybe sitting on this desk. Start with you. Yeah, Mahogany, give me one.
I would definitely my area would definitely have foliage on it.
All right. Yeah, you have a small little plant box, basically.
Mm-hmm. And my room, whichever room is mine, is going to be obvious because there's going to be UV lamps in there, just hanging out.
How about you, Toger?
My area is going to be covered in little gears and things that are half finished, little pieced together whatevers, but there's a lot of these little empty cartridges around the chair on the ground, and then there's a half full box of these same cartridges, and he shakes his little smoking device, and it sounds like it's almost empty, and without even thinking about it, he flicks it, and just the little cartridge pops out and lands on the ground, and he stuffs a fresh one in there, and he breathes deep of the vapors.
Jeff, Essex.
All right. If y'all have ever remembered Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Marvin, the android robot.
The
Yeah.
clinically depressed robot. Yes.
I'm going to change my
Yes.
answer too. I also have a Marvin at my
I
desk.
only have, it's basically a bobblehead.
Mm.
So the head kind of shakes, based off the movements of the ship.
Okay. And lastly, Frakes, what does Geist find at his station?
The pilot station is very austere and Spartan, very minimal decorations, but there are there's like a cleaning keyboard cleaning tools and spray bottles that are tucked away in a little cabinet. The only bit of decoration is, so when you get an arm blade, you have to remove the living flesh and graft on an undead arm to fit the blade in. So
It's a necrograft, not
it's a
regular.
necrograft.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. So his thumb, his original drow thumb, is in a little vial, like a hermetically sealed vial, attached to a keychain that is on his desk.
Okay.
It's the only memento he was allowed to keep of that arm when he was forced to implant this augmentation.
All right. You look around at your stations. You guys have a seat, refamiliarize yourself, and you hear a thump as the cat gets into the captain's chair. So where are we going?
Away.
question.
For now, we're just getting away from here.
Scan the system.
You scan the system. You find you're in the system of a red giant. There is an extensive asteroid, not belt, but field, extending out to basically where you guys are. Basically covers the whole inner system of the star field, and beyond that are two exoplanets, which you, according to the station security guy you just talked to, probably aren't inhabited.
Well, at this moment, I will scan the asteroid field and see if we can find one that we can go to kind of use as a temporary set down spot until we can survey the ship.
That was my thinking exactly.
I will send those coordinates to the pilot so he can take us there.
Because I'm not fucking talking to him.
Well, I mean, it's easier to send the actual coordinates, which are going to be a mile long of digits.
It was a joke, Jeff.
No, I don't joke. I'm an android, damn it.
All right. Well, you guys seem pretty keen on Zaxmar last time, but whatever.
What's in Zaxmar?
I don't know. You guys wanted to go there, the cat says.
We are going to take a little while to reacquaint ourselves with everything before we decide on where we're going next. Well, if we're going together.
And of
Yes,
course, I'll look up Zaxmar real quick and bring that up so we can see what that means.
Yeah, Zaxmar, look it up. Maybe let's just go ahead and head there. Fuck it.
Yeah, we can leave the ship on autopilot if we need to tour this ship again.
All right. You begin checking databanks on the ship. You can't find any reference to it in the like the galactic atlases that you have, but you know that these are probably woefully incomplete. There are a lot of planets out there. However, you do find pilot guy, find in the saved locations file coordinates for a Zaxmar, but it's weird. The word Zaxmar you have written in quotation marks.
I found the coordinates for Zaxmar, but the name itself seems to be just a nomiker that we have attached to it.
How's it spelled?
Zaxmar.
Sounds sarcastic.
Maybe it is. It's a planet just full of sarcasm and irony. My
Zaxma.
that would be my Shangri-La.
All
And
right.
how many
Oh.
credits were we gifted?
You were gifted 500 credits.
Each.
Whoopity doo.
Hey, he said it's a small gift. It's petty
basically
cash.
Basically a pack of smokes and a Mountain Dew, the way inflations work.
Is it each or no?
No, it is
Lunch on
not. It is
us.
not each. However, you do find on the 2 cred sticks off the dead kidnappers, as it were, about 2,300 between them. So a little bit more.
2,800 divided by 4.
700 each.
Yay. Math time.
Little spending money for your trip wherever you're going. There is a station here that looks like it's made for like passers through. People stop. Basically, it's basically the space version of a truck stop.
How are our fuel levels and all that jazz?
Everything seems to be topped out.
Would this running the coordinates through the piloting computer, plotting a course, would we have enough fuel to get to Zaxmar?
Yeah. Fuel isn't really so much of an issue.
Oh, it seems here we have a biofuel.
Yeah, you
Sure.
have a biofuel. You have a bioreactor here.
Oh. Well, that's handy.
So does that mean we can refill that ourselves?
It means that it will refill itself.
Mhm.
lives off our dookie.
I was trying not to be that crass, but yes.
But yeah, basically, it's just part of the function of the ship.
So those of us with biological functions fuel this ship.
Yeah, basically, it turns carbon into fuel.
Basically, every so often you have to refresh it with some outside source material.
Yeah.
So, like, if we land on a planet that's got some form of like carbon, we can like put some of it into the reactor area, and it will replenish supplies.
So we just need to go to that planet that rains diamonds.
Yeah, delicious.
Or trees, or anything else.
Yeah, but diamonds are the most concentrated form of carbon.
Are they?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not a biogemology expert.
Just a note. In real life, I feel like I need to refill a ship. If you get what I'm saying, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Okay.
So we put the coordinates into Zaxmar and we set off.
All right. As the ship pulls out of the dock, it gets a good distance away from the deep sim station.
We about face and nuke it.
Yeah. Your what is it? Your drift drive activates, creating a small hole in reality, which the ship rockets toward, deep into the swirling vortex of drift space. And from there, we'll pick up next time.
Oh, I didn't realize we were going into the drift already. All right.
Yeah.
Shit.
We'll have
Or
time
we
in the
take a lot
drift.
longer time.
But yeah, good night, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. All right, goodbye.
Raiders of the Lark 2.0. That's what this show is.